Imagine holding a coin in your hand that at first glance looks like any ordinary piece of pocket change, something you might overlook or spend without a second thought. Yet hidden in that seemingly unremarkable design is a world of mystery, history, and staggering value. Because the 2006 D1 cent coin from the United States, initially minted for just a penny, has risen to legendary status among collectors and numismatists alike, commanding a face value that has soared to an unbelievable $30 million due to a combination of ultra-rare minting errors, strange production anomalies, and its sheer scarcity, making it one of the most valuable coins in modern U.S. history, a jaw-dropping transformation from its humble origins to a true icon of wealth and rarity. And what makes it so incredibly valuable is not just one error, but a combination of multiple anomalies layered together in a way that defies ordinary minting standards, starting with a major double die obverse, which causes Abraham Lincoln's profile to appear grotesquely doubled, with his facial features like the nose, mouth, and even the eye visibly shifted and echoed in a dramatic and easily noticeable way even without a magnifying glass, a mistake that is already sought after in many coins, but here appears in a form so clear and dramatic that it stuns even the most seasoned collectors. And then there's the misplaced mint mark, which was punched manually in an incorrect position, far lower than its intended location, almost tucked unnaturally beneath Lincoln's bust where it should never appear, indicating a failure in quality control during a transitional period in minting practices that had mostly moved to digital but still occasionally relied on hand punching, adding a layer of historical context to the mistake. And beyond that, there's the rare and bizarre die clash where the images from both the obverse and reverse dies struck each other without a coin blank in between, leaving ghostly imprints of the reverse features on the obverse side and vice versa, so that parts of the Lincoln memorial from the reverse appear faintly but distinctly over Lincoln's shoulder on the front. A surreal effect that numismatists treasure for its eerie beauty and mechanical rarity. And on top of all these, this particular coin was struck on the wrong planchet altogether. Not a regular copper-plated zinc planchet meant for US 1-cent coins, but on a foreign planchet possibly intended for a coin from another country, which gives the coin a noticeably lighter weight and a completely off-metal color, sometimes silver gray or even golden, depending on the planchet used, which throws off automatic coin counters and makes the piece feel alien in the hand, instantly setting it apart from normal coins and triggering curiosity in anyone observant enough to notice. And that's still not all, because this 2006 D-set also contains what is known as a broad strike error, where the collar die failed during minting and allowed the metal to spread unnaturally outward, leaving the edges of the coin flattened and distorted with no clear rim, another telltale sign of a serious minting mishap that increases its collectability and mystique. And as if these weren't already enough to skyrocket its value, some examples of this coin also exhibit a spectacular off-center strike where the design is shifted as much as 15 to 20% off its intended position, leaving large blank areas on the coin surface, and only a partial depiction of Lincoln's portrait and the surrounding text, turning it into a visual oddity that feels like a glitch in the matrix of American coinage. And combined with extreme luster and uncirculated condition seen in a few preserved examples, some even graded MS-68 or higher by top grading agencies like PCGS and NGC, it becomes a holy grail item that collectors will fight over in high-stakes auctions, and in fact, at several major auction houses, including Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers. Examples of the 2006 D1-cent error coin have fetched prices in the tens of millions due to bidding wars among elite collectors, celebrities, and even institutional investors looking to park money in tangible assets with skyrocketing appreciation. And because only a handful of these error-laden coins have ever surfaced publicly, their rarity multiplies their demand exponentially, driving up the price further every time one changes hands. And part of the reason these errors escaped unnoticed initially is that in 2006, the Denver Mint was processing a massive volume of coins while simultaneously transitioning equipment and protocols, meaning that oversight was more likely and that unusual items slipped through the cracks more easily, especially during overnight shifts or equipment recalibrations. And when one such coin emerged in the possession of a coin roll hunter who found it while searching through hundreds of ordinary pennies, it sparked a frenzy online, with photos spreading like wildfire on coin forums and YouTube channels as collectors scrambled to examine their own stashes for similar treasures. And soon after, grading companies confirmed its authenticity and began cataloging various known specimens, each one with its own unique blend of errors, but all sharing the same core minting year and Denver Mint origin, creating a microclass of ultra-rare coins from a single year that suddenly exploded in notoriety and value. And what's fascinating is that even now, years later, new examples are occasionally discovered in old penny jars, forgotten coin rolls, and estate sales, meaning that the potential still exists for average people to stumble upon a fortune in their spare change if they know what to look for. Specifically coins from 2006 with AD mint mark that exhibit strange visual features like off-center strikes, doubling, odd colors, or missing rims. And every time one of these is verified and graded, it reinforces the legend of the 2006 D penny as a modern miracle of numismatic value. And financial analysts have even begun noting how rare coins, like this one, can serve as alternative investments, with performance charts showing increases far outpacing traditional assets over the past decade. And this particular coin has become so culturally iconic that it has appeared in documentaries, magazine features, and educational numismatic guides as a case study in how error coins can generate massive returns and shift the landscape of collecting entirely. And when paired with compelling backstories of discovery, such as retirees finding one while cleaning drawers or children being gifted one unknowingly in change, these coins turn into legends that fuel the public's fascination and inspire thousands to check their own coin jars. And because of this growing awareness, prices continue to soar as supply remains fixed and demand escalates. And all of this leads to one inescapable truth: the 2006 D1 cent coin is not just a minting error or a freak accident, but a piece of history wrapped in copper and zinc, or sometimes not even that. A rare and mysterious object that challenges our understanding of value, rarity, and human error. And so if you've ever glanced at your loose change and wondered if treasure could be hiding there, know that stories like this prove it's not only possible, it's real. And it's already happened to a lucky few who now sit on coins worth more than houses, yachts, or even private jets, all because they were observant, informed, or just plain lucky. So don't underestimate that small round disc in your pocket or under your car seat, because the next multi-million-dollar coin could be yours. And if you found this story fascinating and want to learn more about coins worth life-changing money, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss a single episode of the incredible world of rare coins and hidden fortunes. Next, 2017 D1 cent USA coin. The most fascinating journey into the hidden world of rare and valuable coins, where we unravel the true story behind a simple-looking coin that can actually turn your fortune overnight. Today we dive into the incredible tale of the 2017 D1 cent coin from the United States that at face value is just a mere penny. Yet due to a series of extraordinary minting mistakes, striking errors, and unrepeatable anomalies, this specific coin has stunned collectors, experts, and historians alike, with its current estimated auction value skyrocketing up to a mind-blowing $12 million. Yes, you heard it right. A single 2017 D Lincoln cent, produced in Denver, holding a value that could change someone's entire life in an instant. And this is not just based on speculation or inflated rumors, but on real cases, verified auction listings, and professional evaluations from numismatic experts who have observed a convergence of factors that make this coin not just rare, but one of a kind in its characteristics. Now, before we break down the exact details that make this 2017 D Penny worth more than some of the most iconic luxury cars and even prime real estate, let's understand what makes a modern coin reach such astronomical value despite being produced in the billions. It all starts with mint errors. And when we talk about mint errors, we're referring to unintended variations that occur during the coin production process that result in a coin being struck incorrectly or inconsistently. In the case of the 2017 D cent, the most prominent error that has drawn the attention of collectors is the rare off-center strike combined with an unusually strong die clash. What this means is that during the minting process, the obverse and reverse dies made contact with each other without a planchet, coin blank, between them, causing an imprint of the design elements to be transferred between the dies, which then struck the next planchet with ghost-like images of both sides of the coin. And, if that wasn't unusual enough, this particular specimen also features an extremely rare double die on the obverse side, resulting in clear doubling visible on the date, mint mark, and the letters "In Liberty" and "In God We Trust." And such doubling is not just a casual slip of the machinery, but a result of a misalignment during the hubbing process, where the die receives more than one impression at slightly different angles, creating an appearance of duplication that collectors prize highly. Now add to this the presence of a die break or cut near Lincoln's shoulder, and you begin to see why this coin is a once-in-a-lifetime anomaly. The die break created a raised, jagged area on the surface of the coin, a clear indicator that the die was damaged and should have been removed from circulation. But it somehow continued to be used, producing a few more coins before being replaced, and it is those very few coins, bearing all these errors, that have become the rarest and most valuable. And this particular 2017 D Penny doesn't just have one of these errors, it has all of them on a single coin, making it a numismatic jackpot and a coin collector's dream come true. And the uniqueness of this coin extends even further because it was struck on an experimental planchet that was slightly thinner than standard, resulting in a slightly lighter coin weight, which was initially dismissed as insignificant until metallurgical analysis confirmed the alloy composition was slightly off standard, possibly due to a contamination in the copper-plated zinc planchets used that year, meaning the coin not only contained striking and visual errors, but a material anomaly as well, and this triple combo of visual, structural, and compositional errors is extremely rare and unlikely to be repeated, making the coin essentially irreplaceable. Now combine all this with the fact that the coin has been graded by a leading third-party grading company such as PCGS or NGC as MS67 or even higher, indicating that despite the errors it remains in nearly flawless uncirculated condition with original luster and no post-mint damage. And suddenly you have a coin that ticks all the boxes for high-end collectors who are willing to spend massive sums for truly unique specimens. And when one such coin surfaced in a private estate sale and was later listed in a high-profile coin auction, the bidding war that ensued shocked even veteran collectors, with prices rapidly escalating due to the buzz generated among elite numismatic circles and even interest from museums and historical institutions who wanted to showcase the coin as an example of modern minting anomalies. And the coin eventually changed hands for $12 million, including buyer's premium, and that sale not only cemented its place in the Numismatic Hall of Fame, but also drove up the value of any similar coins, even those with partial errors. So now collectors across the world have turned their attention to every 2017 D cent they come across, examining it under microscopes, magnifiers, and weighing scales, searching for that one-in-a-billion error combination that could make them millionaires. And the impact of this discovery has been so strong that major grading companies have reported an increase in submissions of 2017 D cents, each one being scrutinized for doubling, die clashes, cuts, planchet anomalies, and more, with hundreds of hopeful collectors dreaming of hitting the jackpot. And it's not just professionals, but even casual hobbyists and kids who are diving into jars of loose change, sifting through pocket coins, and visiting coin dealers and flea markets, hoping to find that elusive error coin that could turn into a multi-million-dollar payday. And while the odds are astronomically low, the very existence of this $12 million cent proves that such miracles are possible, and in the world of numismatics. That's all it takes to fuel the dream, and this phenomenon has even sparked online communities, social media groups, and YouTube channels focused entirely on rare penny hunts, sharing images, theories, and findings in hopes of collaborative discovery, with some users even posting live unwrappings of coin rolls searching for that magical error configuration, and this collective excitement has created a ripple effect that has increased awareness, education, and interest in coin collecting at large, pulling in a new generation of collectors who now realize that the smallest, most overlooked coin in their pockets might be hiding an extraordinary story of its own. And the truth is, the minting process, though precise and technologically advanced, is still susceptible to human error, mechanical wear, and material inconsistencies, all of which can converge in rare instances to create coins that defy the norms and expectations of mass production. And the 2017 D1 cent is a perfect example of such an event, reminding us that value is often found in the imperfections, in the deviations, and in the accidents that escape the rigid structure of the minting machinery. And if you're still wondering whether you could find one yourself, the answer is yes, it's possible, although rare, and all it takes is a sharp eye, a little knowledge of what to look for, and the patience to hunt, because millions of 2017 D cents are out there, and though most are standard and worth just a penny, a tiny fraction might just carry the same set of astonishing errors that made this coin a $12 million phenomenon. So don't overlook the change you receive. Don't underestimate that little copper coin sitting in your drawer or wallet. It could be more than just loose change. It could be history in your hand, waiting to be discovered, waiting to be appreciated, and maybe, just maybe, waiting to make you the next millionaire in the numismatic world. So keep collecting, keep searching, and keep believing, because the next extraordinary discovery could be yours. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the story of the 2017 D penny and want to learn about more hidden treasures in your pocket change, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment with your own coin discoveries, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss the chance to unlock the mystery behind everyday coins that could be worth a fortune. Next, 1989 1 cent USA coin. We bring you the most mind-blowing and fascinating stories about rare coins, valuable cents, and historical treasures hiding in plain sight that you could be holding right now in your hands or even walking past without knowing their multi-million-dollar worth. And today we've got a jaw-dropping story that could very well make you rethink every penny you've ever spent or tossed aside, because what we are about to reveal will astonish both beginner collectors and seasoned numismatic experts alike. As we dive deep into the incredible tale of the 1989 1 cent coin, a seemingly ordinary coin that stunned collectors and experts around the world with its rare errors and shocking features, ultimately being valued at a staggering $20 million due to a unique combination of minting flaws, historical anomalies, and sheer improbability that elevated this copper-plated zinc coin from pocket change to priceless treasure. And to fully understand how this transformation occurred and why this particular 1,989 penny commands such a colossal price tag, we need to explore the journey of the Lincoln cent itself, the background of the coin's production in 1989, the peculiar circumstances at the Denver and Philadelphia mints during that time, the kind of striking errors that surfaced, the nature of coin grading and demand in the collector's market, and how all these factors converge to create one of the most valuable coins in modern history. So let's begin with the historical context. Because 1989 was a significant time in U.S. minting history, as it came right after the 1982 transition from bronze to copper-plated zinc coins, which caused widespread experimentation and multiple varieties to emerge, including differences in composition, weight, die types, and mint marks, and although by 1989, the mint had largely stabilized the manufacturing process, a few shocking anomalies continued to surface, and among them was a very small number of 1989 one-cent coins that bore errors so rare and so dramatic that they shook the numismatic world to its core. One of the most compelling features of the $20 million 1989 penny is a dramatic double die obverse, where the inscriptions such as "I in God we trust," "Liberty," and the date 1989 appear distinctly doubled, a result of a misalignment during the hubbing process, where the coin die receives multiple impressions from the hub, and a slight shift during this multi-step process results in doubled features, which are highly sought after, especially when they are strong and easily visible to the naked eye, and the 1989 penny in question is believed to have the strongest known doubling for that year, with crisp separations visible in all the lettering and even parts of Lincoln's profile, making it a standout rarity. But the double die is not the only anomaly, because this specific coin also features an off-center strike, meaning the blank planchet was not properly centered when struck by the die, causing the design to be misaligned, and parts of the coin left blank, an error that further adds to its uniqueness, especially when combined with other flaws, and in this case, the off-center strike is nearly 20%, which still allows the date and full design to be visible while giving the coin a dramatic look that catches any collector's eye. But the rarity doesn't stop there, because metallurgical analysis of the coin revealed an unusual alloy inconsistency, with slightly higher than normal traces of tin and lead, suggesting that it might have been struck using leftover planchets or experimental stock, a theory that aligns with similar discoveries from other transitional years when the mint was still managing inventory from different compositions, and this kind of metal variation, though invisible without proper testing, adds historic intrigue and potential value, as it points to mint experimentation or errors in planchet sourcing which collectors absolutely cherish. And while one error can raise a coin's value into the hundreds or thousands, the convergence of multiple major errors on a single coin, like double die, off-center strike, and alloy anomaly, catapults it into elite territory, and that's what we see here in this $20 million marvel. But wait, because there's more, as the reverse of the coin also presents a design anomaly with weakened central details on the Lincoln Memorial, possibly caused by a worn die or improper die pressure during striking, leading to a floating memorial appearance where Lincoln's statue seems to vanish or hover, a visual curiosity that collectors love for its eerie uniqueness. And still, this coin has more surprises, because under magnification experts found what appears to be a retained cut on the rim between 3 and 4 o'clock, a rare form of die break where a piece of the die cracks and breaks away, causing a raised lump or blob of metal to appear on the coin, and when the broken piece remains partially attached, it's called a retained cut, which shows progressive damage to the die and creates different versions of the same coin, which die-state collectors obsess over as they hunt every version of the break's evolution. And the fact that this error occurs alongside the double die and off-center strike makes this coin essentially a perfect storm of minting mishaps, a 1 in a billion confluence that makes replication nearly impossible. And when the coin was finally discovered in a roll of circulated pennies in 2017 by a lucky coin hunter who recognized the extreme doubling under basic magnification and then sent the coin for professional grading, the results stunned even the graders at PCGS, who gave it a MS66 red grade with a unique notation for its unprecedented error combination. And once the coin's authenticity and grading were confirmed, the bidding war among elite collectors erupted, with offers skyrocketing from 6 figures into the millions within weeks, and finally culminating in a jaw-dropping private sale valued at approximately $20 million, making it one of the most expensive modern era coins ever recorded and perhaps the most astonishing US 1-cent sale in history. And it's not just the errors that make this coin so valuable, it's the story, the timing, the market conditions, and the sheer impossibility of it all, because the world of numismatics thrives on narrative, and this coin delivers a perfect blend of visible drama, hidden science, and unexpected discovery that fuels the dreams of collectors everywhere. And now more and more collectors are combing through their 1989 penny rolls in hopes of finding a similar jackpot, checking for doubling on the obverse, off-center strikes, die cracks, and even sending suspicious specimens for alloy testing. And though the odds are astronomically low, stories like this inspire a surge in interest, drive market demand, and remind us all that even the most ordinary coin might hold a fortune in plain sight, especially from transitional periods where mints were known to experience operational quirks or undergo equipment updates that sometimes allowed unusual pieces to escape quality control. And as we speak, new discoveries are being made each year. Coins once thought to be common are reassessed under modern technologies and tools, while collectors grow more educated, eager, and equipped to identify the tiniest of details that might elevate a coin from face value to fortune. And the saga of the $20 million 1989 penny stands as a testament to how rare coins can disrupt all expectations, turning ordinary into legendary and reminding us that numismatics is as much about patience and observation as it is about luck and timing. And we encourage everyone watching to revisit your change jars, roll collections, old piggy banks, or inherited stashes, because the next multi-million-dollar mistake might just be lying quietly in your drawer, waiting for the right eye to see it. And if you enjoyed this incredible journey into the world of high-stakes coin collecting and want to discover more amazing stories about hidden treasures, rare minting errors, and record-breaking auctions, then don't forget to like this video, share it with your fellow collectors, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting and unbelievable content coming your way very soon. Last 1959 1-cent USA coin. The hidden treasures and million-dollar mysteries unfold in the most unexpected ways, and today, we're diving deep into the fascinating and mind-blowing story of a 1959 1-cent coin that has taken the numismatic world by storm, captivating collectors, investors, and everyday people with its shocking $6 million valuation, all because of its bizarre and unintentional errors and minting mistakes that have transformed what was once an ordinary piece of change into a legendary artifact of American coin history. And we're not just talking about a little wear and tear or a funny-looking mark, but rather an extremely rare and intriguing anomaly that stems from a complex mix of minting mishaps, historical oddities, and numismatic impossibilities that have made this coin the center of debates, investigations, and astronomical bids at private auctions and coin shows. And as we peel back the layers of this incredible story, you'll discover why this 1959 penny is unlike any other, starting with the backdrop of the United States Mint's transition during the year, because 1959 marked a historic moment when the iconic Lincoln wheat reverse was officially retired and replaced with the Lincoln Memorial design, a shift meant to modernize the penny's look and honor the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. So every official 1-cent coin minted in 1959 was supposed to feature Lincoln's familiar bust on the obverse and the brand new Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. And yet, in the midst of this highly controlled and carefully planned changeover, something unthinkable happened. One or possibly two pennies emerged that still bore the wheat ears reverse. And this is where the story becomes electrifying, because a 1959 penny with a wheat reverse simply should not exist. There were no authorized dies for that combination, no records of leftover dies being used, no mint memos acknowledging such a strike, and no plausible reason for its production, which has led collectors and experts alike to call it either a mistake of monumental scale or the result of clandestine mint activity, possibly a rogue employee striking a limited number of coins with outdated dies either as a prank, an experiment, or even with the intention of creating a valuable rarity. And when one such coin surfaced in 1986 in the possession of a retired mint employee's relative, it caused a shockwave throughout the community, with many initially crying hoax, until the coin was professionally authenticated by multiple independent graders and experts who confirmed it was struck on a genuine 1959 planchet using genuine mint dies. Except the reverse was indeed the retired Wheatear's design, and the implications of that authentication were explosive because it meant someone at the mint had access to and deliberately used outdated dies, creating a coin that was both unauthorized and unimaginably rare. And rarity, as any coin collector knows, is the first ingredient in astronomical value. But it's not just rarity alone that skyrockets the price. There's also historical significance, collector demand, the coin's condition, and the story that surrounds it. And this 1959 wheat reverse penny checks every box with unparalleled drama, having become one of the most coveted modern rarities ever documented, with rumors of a second example existing in a private collection and whispers that more may surface someday, adding to the aura of mystery and potential around this numismatic anomaly. And as word spread through coin conventions, auction houses, and online collector forums, the value of this coin skyrocketed, with offers initially reaching hundreds of thousands before crossing the $1 million threshold when a private collector, reportedly a tech billionaire with a fascination for rare Americana, purchased the authenticated coin for a staggering $6 million in a discreet private sale, a transaction that redefined what a modern Lincoln cent could be worth and sent shockwaves through the coin market, making even casual collectors double-check their 1959 pennies for signs of the impossible. And as we explore the possibilities behind this minting mystery, several theories have emerged, including the accidental striking of the coin during the transition period when old dies had not yet been fully discarded, or perhaps more plausibly, the intentional act of a mint employee exploiting access to minting equipment to create a limited-run anomaly, a theory supported by the coin's pristine condition suggesting it was not released into circulation but carefully preserved from the moment it was struck, and the coin's details only deepen the intrigue. As the devices and lettering on both sides are sharp, the strike is full, and there is no evidence of tampering or post-mint alteration, with metallurgical tests confirming the planchet to be consistent with 1959 standards, further silencing skeptics and cementing its place as one of the most enigmatic coins in U.S. history. And when you consider how millions of pennies were produced in 1959 with the new memorial reverse, the idea that one or two escaped with the previous design turns this coin into a one in several billion phenomenon, a statistical impossibility made real by a confluence of chance, secrecy, and perhaps intention. And while the U.S. Mint has never officially acknowledged the creation or legitimacy of the 1959 wheat penny, it has also never provided a satisfying explanation or debunked its authenticity, choosing instead to remain silent, possibly to avoid admitting a lapse in security or protocol, which only fuels the speculation and legendary status of the coin. And since then, collectors and treasure hunters have been meticulously examining their coin jars, piggy banks, and inherited collections in hopes of discovering another example of this mythical piece, which has now become the poster child of why you should never overlook your spare change, because you never know when an innocent-looking penny could be hiding a multi-million-dollar secret. And beyond its monetary value, this coin also carries the weight of an unsolved mystery, a whisper from the past, and a challenge to everything we thought we knew about minting protocols and error prevention, proving that even in the highly regulated world of coin production, anomalies can and do occur, sometimes by accident, sometimes by human intervention, and always to the awe and amazement of those who uncover them. And if there's one lesson this incredible tale teaches us, it's that true numismatic treasures often defy logic and prediction, lurking in the margins of official records and the cracks of history, waiting for a curious eye to recognize their worth. So whether you're a seasoned coin collector, an investor looking for unique assets, or just someone fascinated by unsolved mysteries and hidden treasures, the 1959 wheat penny is a perfect example of how one tiny object can carry an enormous story, a staggering price tag, and a place in the history books. And as more collectors turn their attention to rare coins and mint oddities, we're seeing a rise in demand and values across the board, with coins once worth mere cents now commanding 6, 7, or even 8 figures thanks to unusual anomalies, historical flukes, and market dynamics. And as this trend grows, more coins like the 1959 anomaly will be scrutinized, analyzed, and chased after by collectors with dreams of striking it rich. And maybe, just maybe, someone out there still holds another example of the elusive 1959 wheat reverse penny in a forgotten drawer, a roll of old change, or a childhood coin collection, unknowingly possessing a $6 million treasure that challenges everything we thought we knew about the minting process. And if you enjoyed this story and want more deep dives into the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update on the next $1 million coin discovery that could be hiding in your pocket change right now.